Good morning and welcome to the Weekender. Joined by Justin and Lloyd. You're back, Justin?
Back from illness.
He's back from his horrendous bout of plague.
Yep, I always get it around this time of year.
Man flu, you mean, Justin? Man flu.
No, it's just flu. I'm not Warren. I don't have to put man on the front of an illness to make it seem like it's okay to be vulnerable.
No, I put man on the front of everything. You know, it's a man mini. That's man glue.
So you like the man witch?
And sorry?
You like the man witch?
Oh dear.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
Right, I want to get this show kicked off because we have tons that we're going to be covering. First up, we're going to talk about Warhammer World. I've got some cool movie news. I want to talk to you guys. We've got some great movies on the horizon, and then I'm going to get into what we've been doing hobby-wise over the course of the last week. But kicking off, Warhammer World. Just there the last couple of days, there seems to have been a planning application. Has went into Nottingham County Council for a big upgrade to Warhammer World.
They're giving it an overhaul?
They're giving it a real facelift. So there's a whole new facade going on the outside of the building. The big badass Space Marine is going to be there still. But they've got this nice glass facade. And then, according to the details, they're going to be putting in mezzanines and things, which work well in Warhammer World because in the main hall it's quite high.
Yeah, you've got quite the height.
So that'll give them a lot of extra floor space up around the top.
I hope they get a lot more of the battle dioramas. I say battle dioramas because I'm not really sure what else to call them. They're the big landscapes they do with the battles and stuff. The last time I was at Warhammer World, they had the ice one, where it was all the Tyranids charging over this cliff.
I remember this. This was the one that was in the window with the space wolves.
And then there was a big drop
citadel
down into the icy water. I'd like to see more of those sitting around. So if they make space for that, it'd be great because the whole of miniatures is good, but it's the big battle dioramas that really interested me.
Well, the other thing that they're doing is they're putting in kind of like this glass wall structure to separate off the gaming area from the store. And the store itself seems to be getting extended and put into a nice big glass structure.
Yeah, I just have the image of drunken gamers just constantly, like a fly against the window, just bing, bing. Why can't I get in my minis?
It's a weird thing because it kind of makes it more open plan and more separated at the same time.
Yes.
Because at the moment when you're in Warhammer World, you can be in the gaming center and look across into the store, which is kind of
the gaming store sort of in its own little cave.
Yeah, it's kind of in a room, just sort of adjoining it.
Yeah, I think you should just call it its own little cave.
You see,
now
I don't know what to make of it. I think it's maybe it's too early to tell with these things, right? You know, we can look at the image and we can make a kind of a judgment at this stage, but really, you're not going to make your mind up until we've actually seen it. So, you know, maybe next year we'll go in and have a look around. But
it's a bit airport-esque.
It is a bit. That's
because
what
I was looking at the pictures, and I said this to you earlier. I said, "Where's the guy over by the door who's asking for your papers as you come through?"
It does feel a little, just a touch on the sterile side, you know. It's and it's a strange mix of, because like we know that Warhammer World is done up with that kind of castle motif. You know, they spent £1 million putting that together.
£1 million?
That was £1 million.
I wouldn't be surprised. Think how many years ago it would have been, though, Lloyd.
But Justin, you could have done that with 6 men in 3 days.
No, that's at least a couple of months' work.
6 men, 3 days, 2
No, it's at least a couple of months' work.
Made entirely out of wood, though. Remember, made entirely out of wood.
I'm never living it. This is the old what was it, Liverpool Cathedral gag that you played on me. You badgered me like a motherfucker. Yes, I put a beep in myself.
Yes, Justin, we were visiting Liverpool Cathedral.
Yes, I think it was actually a games day we were across for.
And Liverpool Cathedral took 100 years to build.
Do we have to explain this again?
Yes,
and then I said to Justin, you know, Justin being a joiner.
And it was just me grumbling, going, I don't know, leave me alone. Leave me
Justin,
alone. Don't know, bugger off.
How long would it take you to build it? Well, how many men would I have? Well, how many men do you want?
I continued.
I need a team of 10 men.
Let me tell the story.
Need a team of 10 men. Okay, Justin, so you have a team of 10 men. How long would it take you to build it? Oh, well, I don't know. I only know about wood. And I said, yeah, but just build it out of wood then. You and a team of 10 men and the wood, and how long would you take to build it? And Justin says, about 6 months. Anyway, so Warhammer World is about to get an upgrade.
I'm wondering if Bugman's is getting a facelift too.
I'm sure that it probably will. I would imagine if they're going to do this, they're going to give the whole thing. They're talking about putting lift access and stuff like that in, which is great news anyway. Yep. So they have plenty of space there to play with. So.
A facelift to the Bugmans would be quite nice, actually, because if I recall being in Bugmans correctly, it's a bit...
It's meant to be like a dwarven drinking hall.
Yeah, but it's neither. It's not really done up enough to pull it off, and it's done up enough to not be like...
Your everyday bar.
It's a bit cliched without being cliched enough.
You see, but this is the thing, right? We live here in Ireland where we have bars that are so heavily themed.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not unusual to see a bicycle bolted to the wall.
Yeah, but we can go into bars and the bars are really, really heavily themed. Like they go over the top of the money that they spend on the bars here. Whereas certainly in England, when our time there, a lot of the bars weren't really...
They were very plain.
Yeah, they were quite plain. Bugman's is this kind of 50-50. To anybody walking into Bugman's, if they weren't used to what we're used to over here with our bars, they would think, oh, Bugman's is totally over the top dwarven. Whereas we go in and you immediately see the things that click that aren't themed, you know, that kind of pull you away from the theme of the thing. But in saying that, it's a great venue, and I'll be interested to see what happens. Yep. In other news, by the way, there's reports that we're going to be seeing a brand new Games Workshop website come April 7th, which should be interesting. Apparently, a lot of the social network pages have been disappearing. Forge World's gone.
Right. So
Forge World's Facebook is gone.
So what is this, consolidation or...?
This puzzles me.
Yes, it puzzles me a little bit as well. Right. I have two trains of thought. I don't know. I did know that there was a big web project going on, but their social strategy, if there is a strategy, kind of confuses me. On one hand, I think, well, maybe they're just trying to consolidate. Okay, so what they're going to do is everything's going to come under the one focus, the one brand, and they'll relaunch their social strategy just as Games Workshop or whatever way they want to call it.
Or Citadel or whatever.
You think they may be thinking, looking at their own business and going, God, it's quite fractured. We have a page for this and a page for that.
Actually, that's not what I think, but that might be a possibility. What I'm thinking, see, the thing is, right, it takes a long time to build your social network.
Look at our own website. How long has it took us to get to where we're at?
Like we're at it for 4 or 5 years. You know, we're not the behemoth that Workshop is. You know, by any stretch of the imagination.
Lots of people spend a long time building their Facebook pages, and a lot of people would recoil, go, in horror at the idea of, let's turn it off.
Yeah, let's
sever all those connections we have there.
It's taken us years to get there.
Now, Workshop, I sometimes feel are maybe a little naive when it comes to the whole social networking. But a lot of people watching this will be saying, "Oh, there's the understatement of the year."
Well, isn't it the case on their YouTube channel? Most videos, if not all videos, the comments are always turned off.
Yes, here's the issue I see. Right, I have a feeling that they may think, I'm not sure, but they may think, oh, we'll switch that off, we'll just relaunch it, and...
Yeah, suddenly everyone will find it again.
I don't think they actually attach any value to it. I don't think that they look at their social platforms like Facebook and YouTube and actually attach any value to it at all. You know, we look at our social platforms, Facebook, Twitter...
community engagement.
YouTube, Google+. Now we're doing little bits and pieces on Reddit. And to us, it's invaluable. You know, we look at it and we see that certainly is equal in value to everything else that we do, because we see it all as part of the one engine, the one communications platform, the one way for us to reach
the one community
people.
That you built.
Yes, I have a feeling that they see it as a kind of like a toy, you know, and that if it gives them too much hassle, they just flick the switch and turn it off. So I'm not so sure. Certainly, if I was if I was involved in it, I'd be very, very reluctant to turn off the likes of the Forge World, Facebook and stuff, because you don't get that following back. You'll build a new following, but the chances of you getting that following back are pretty slim. You know, it takes a long time to build that up, and I worry that they're looking at it from the perspective of we don't really need it anyway.
But are they retracting away from the social networks because maybe they're feeling, oh, these social networks are just too much pain in the ass, because all that happens is we just get bitched at through these channels?
This is a thing, right? And we've spoken about this in the past. You cannot control social. You have to understand that. You know, if you're doing anything, you know, in terms of building web communities like what we have here at Beast 4 with all of us guys and you can't control social. All you can do is just open yourself up on the social networks, on the websites and stuff like that, and just interact with your community in a genuine way, right? Because if you're going to be an asshole,
yeah, you can sugarcoat it all you want. You're still an asshole.
You can't hide that on social, you know, because what happens is people talk about. I say people. There's a great writer called Seth Godin. He looks like you.
That's basically the cover of one of
Seth
his books.
Godin. So Seth Godin is like an Uber marketer. He's a great guy. I've had the pleasure of speaking to him on an occasion as well. Seth talks about tribes. Okay, that companies these days build tribes. You know, the days in the long ago, Justin, what you did was you built a widget.
Right.
You built a great TV advert. Right. You put it on TV, and it didn't matter what the widget was, it would sell. Because it was the TV industrial complex. You built something, you put it on TV, and people bought it. And then you did it again, and you did it again.
So you span it out and span it out and span it out and span it out.
You will remember, possibly through your childhood, you will definitely remember that every year there was new Fairy Liquid, new Bold,
new Daz.
New Daz.
Yes.
You know, it was
new and improved formula.
New and improved. It was the same all the time.
Just winding on.
However, that is called a funnel, right?
Okay.
And TV was giving you a big wide funnel at the top, and then all those people were dropping in, and then they were dropping out the sides, and out the bottom were the ones that were going to buy. Okay?
Yeah.
Social networks turned that funnel upside down. Okay? Because what happened is social networks turned it into almost like a trumpet. It was the people that bought that started to shout about your product.
Yeah, it's the whole idea of 1 becomes 2, becomes 4, becomes 8, and so on.
Correct. That's viralness. Now, basically, if you're going to be a twat, the people that get annoyed by it will do one of two things.
They'll switch off from your product.
At best, they switch off and you never see them again, which is, to be fair, probably the worst thing. Or you get the people that still are doing their very best to love the product or to love whatever it is, but they will get on and they will start to complain.
Suddenly the soapbox is set down on the ground and they're standing, crying out to everybody that'll hear.
And as we all know on the internet, that's a very powerful thing. Because, you know, people will resonate with somebody that's passionate about what it is that they're complaining about or praising or talking. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to use social, you have to be genuine. So, that's a long-winded way of saying, I don't know what the hell they're doing with their social strategy.
Well, don't be an asshole on the internet.
Yeah, well, you know, we all have to learn from that one. You know? It's but yeah, it's interesting. So developments afoot. We can only wait and see. You know, we've had the move to the weekly Warhammer, the weekly White Dwarf. Which is good. You know, and we can see how they're utilizing that now to speed up. Well, not to speed up the release schedule, but to spread out the release schedule. So now things are happening.
So instead of one big monthly lump, you're getting smaller bites, and people are maybe getting more time to digest it.
Every Friday at 7 p.m. GMT, there's something new. That's how it works now. So, and you know, it's a great thing. It encourages people down into their stores. You know, and they can see every week there's something new, and you can spend your pocket money, whatever our wives will give us. So it's they're doing a lot of good things, And it's not for us to know their strategy, it's for them to know their strategy. All we can do is sit back and just wonder about it. So, who knows? Come April 7th, we'll probably have a better idea of what they're trying to do online. And maybe by this time next year, the planning and stuff went through, and we'll see what the new Warhammer World looks like.
Yeah, my worry for April 7th would be that it'll hit every single GW fan in the world to try and log on at the same time and instantly break the website.
That's going to happen. That's going to happen, but that's...
It's not going to happen.
Man, you remember the first thing.
Not every Games Workshop fan in the world can possibly log on.
I think he's saying figuratively speaking.
Yes, basically it goes live and a big ass chunk and the server can't handle it.
Yes, that will happen. That will happen because that's what does happen. You know, they're not going to have infrastructure like Google.
Oh yeah.
They work on great infrastructure, by the way, because they've got underlying all of their stuff. They're on an Oracle platform,
right?
Which is big bucks. They've spent a lot of money on.
You know that lady in the Matrix.
She
powers their website.
So hang on, she's just in the back of Games Workshop baking cookies and keeping the internet running.
Pretty much, she's
bending spoons.
No, that was the kid.
So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Right, we have a brilliant summer of movies coming up.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about a couple of them now because there's some of them I just think look awesome. The one not so much, to be honest. But the first one,
I think I know which one you're going to say because I was looking at it too and going, oh.
Well, the one that I really like and the one that is really resonated with me is called Edge of Tomorrow. Okay, it's by Tom Cruise, and here's a clip.
You have to die every day. Keep coming here, and I'll train you. Again. Your leg's broken.
No, I'm good.
Then you better start over.
Oh, come on.
Okay, if you've watched that clip and you're wondering what the hell's going on, you will probably watch the trailer and still wonder what the hell's going on. But basically, what happens is there's this kind of an invasion or something that's taking place.
Yeah, there seems to be a big-ass European invasion.
He's a super soldier.
That's a good point, because I was looking at it going, hey, this is based in Europe, this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, there's one of the scenes where it's the beach landing, and it's very, very Normandy-esque, with them being dropped in out of drop ships.
It's that scene for me was like, is like World War II meets Drop Zone Commander.
Yeah,
I have to.
I'll agree.
Cool is that?
I like the scene, but the cynic of me is going, hold on a minute, if they can fly in, why would they drop them on the beach?
Because we have to fight them on the beaches and the landing grounds.
Why not just drop them a few feet further on so they're not actually in their heavy suits
Well,
on the soft
the
sand?
anti-air is shooting them down as they're coming in. Did you not see the scene where he's pretty much blown out of a drop ship, is falling down, and lands in the big metal suit and just goes, right, time to go to work?
This is alien anti-air, I assume. Surely they could have shot them down at any time. Why do they have to wait till they're over a beach?
Oh, maybe they've just been war of attrition, just wave after wave, and they're just slowly pushing forward.
A movie that I was loving, he's now pointed it out to me. I hate that, when somebody points out flaws in something that you love. It happened to you recently.
It's been done to me recently. I was watching Aliens, or the whole, I'm trying to watch the
old series, yeah.
Because I found out that Anna, my other half, had never seen any of them.
Yeah.
So we sat down to watch Alien, and I thought, this is going to be amazing, this is going to be brilliant. And she's sitting there watching it going,
why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that?
No. Is this going to get any faster? It's really slow paced, this movie. But it's tension. No, it's just 80s boring. Right? So then it gets to the point where it does start to get more action, and Ripley's running away from the alien.
Oh, yeah.
At which point she points out a fatal flaw to me in the movie, that Ripley is a crazy cat lady.
She is a crazy cat
because
lady.
there's a cat. Watch it again.
Okay.
There's a cat in this movie, and she spends about the last half of the movie running around after the cat, putting the cat in a box, chucking the cat the hell out of the way when she's running away from the alien, running back through the corridor, going, well, there's my cat,
Getting the cat again,
up,
yeah.
running away, throwing the cat, running away, picking the cat up. The entire half of the movie revolves around this
here's
cat.
the one thing
so
you're
bad.
forgetting.
It's so bad. Do you know the way Star Wars, the original trilogy, was actually written from the perspective of the droids?
Yeah.
Aliens may have been written from the perspective of the cat.
Of the cat.
Yeah, you see, here's the thing everyone forgets.
Aliens.
A cat is not your pet. You are your cat's pet.
On the upside, I put Aliens on, and she enjoyed that.
Yeah.
At which point I said, we need not watch anymore.
We'll leave it at that.
Yes. Success?
Yeah.
Done.
Well, look, Edge of Tomorrow
It looks fun.
If he doesn't spoil it for me, I think it's going to be awesome, and I'm going to take I'm gonna take some ideas from that. I was thinking even after watching the trailer, I'm thinking of a Drop Zone Commander beach invasion.
But I haven't even got to the bits about that movie that annoy me.
No, I don't. No, don't.
He's wearing the exoskeleton.
Yes.
What for?
Because it's an exoskeleton.
Yeah, everybody wants an
But
exoskeleton.
what for? It's not
The
like
US military are currently working on one. You asked me why. They're already working
they're
on it.
working on
I'm
it
sure they have a reason.
to carry heavy loads. The weapons that he has, they're not particularly big or
Yeah,
anything.
you do realise the Exos
I suppose it could be the recoil.
Yeah, not only the recoil, but say ammo capacity and all the rest. Say I want to
could
strap
be ammo
a
in the
big-ass
suit.
machine gun
Yeah.
onto my arm.
But he's got
If
no
I'm
extra
walking-
armor. He's sitting there, just
Yes,
a
but
dude.
say it's carrying capacity. Say I have a big-ass backpack full of ammunition
He
on my
doesn't.
back.
Right. The other thing is that if, and I know I'm going to get totally shot down on this, but if he had an injury, he may be able to keep going because the exoskeleton keeps him going. But
Yeah, well, then you'll have combat
However-
drugs, painkillers, all being automatically put in
however,
him.
in the trailer, he breaks his leg and the girl shoots him in the head to
Yeah,
start again. So,
yeah, it was just her going,
so that doesn't
"Oh,
work
you
either.
broke your leg.
Yeah.
Right, reset. Doom.
Please, don't piss around with exoskeletons. Exoskeletons are like the coolest thing. You know, they're nearly
only-
there. We're within touching distance of exoskeletons.
Yeah, but only if they have some sort of reason.
Shut up.
Urban
Right.
classification.
Talking of something that should have a reason, this next movie is making me go, why? I'm not even sure why we're even watching it, but
Well, I can tell you why it exists.
Right,
'Cause
we're talking about Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles are
Need
back.
TMNT.
Well, before that, let's get a clip of the trailer.
No, whoa, chill. It's just a mask. See? Don't freak out. Right?
Okay, so why, Lloyd? Why bother bringing this back?
Because Michael Bay wanted it.
Because it's fashionable. Let's grab any old crap from the 80s.
Like RoboCop?
Gritty it up.
Yeah, but not even. Let's grab any old cartoon or toy franchise from the 80s. Let's
Muppets?
get Transformers. Let's get.
What are they doing to the Muppets?
Oh, the Muppets have Ricky Gervais.
Oh, right. So it's Transformers. That's all right. It's not.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, there's a
Postman
new
Pat, the
one.
movie's
Postman
coming.
Pat.
There's actually a new Transformers we haven't seen the trailer for just yet. It doesn't look great. I've seen snapshots online. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Right. Then there was G.I. Joe, which stinks to high heaven, in my opinion.
I thought it
both
was a
of them.
little action romp. It was
I
fun.
think it's completely stupid.
Couple of drinks, couple of mates, take the piss.
Right.
What else have we got? From
I don't care what we call. I want to know what about the Turtles.
What about the Turtles?
Look,
Okay.
do you remember when we were kids, right?
Yes,
when
I
the
remember
first,
exactly what you're going to talk
the
about.
first Turtles movie came out.
Yes.
It was great.
And we were trying to watch a crappy trailers thing that
Yeah.
somebody brought over.
This
Yeah,
is the,
well,
this-
actually, it was. To be fair, it was filmed by a handy cam or something.
yeah, is this the one where they're actually in the big suits?
Yeah. And it was great because it brought the Turtles to life in many
yeah.
respects.
I remember
you
the
know.
cartoon. I loved it.
However, it's a strange
Yeah,
thing
but we were
to bring
8 years
back.
old.
Yeah, and
this-
Michael Bay,
in
we
my
know
opinion-
everything's going to blow up.
Oh
so
yeah, guaranteed.
it's-
In my opinion, the trailer we watched wasn't any better.
Again,
No, but this
we've
is it,
already
you know.
seen Leonardo fly into the side of a Humvee and just be like, I'm fine.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
it's just stupid.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. You know, if you've got any thoughts or comments on the Turtles, hopefully I get something absolutely profound like the thoughts on Godzilla, where we slag Godzilla a little
Yeah,
bit,
and all of
then
a sudden
suddenly-
you're left going,
Whoa,
wait a minute.
Hang on a second. There's a lot of shit about Godzilla that we didn't know.
Whoops.
Maybe there's some stuff about the Turtles.
But maybe we're right, like Pacific Rim.
Again, Pacific Rim, you take it as just a simple
Don't
action
even-
romp. There
no,
is
no,
no depth.
Don't even defend it, Justin.
I
please.
like it. That's all I'm
Please
saying.
stop defending it. Right, finally, last one is X-Men Days of Future Past. Now, this could be an interesting one because of the two Marvel franchises that are running at the moment, Avengers is doing amazing, right?
Yep.
It's stunningly good. X-Men has been a little bit shit. Just a little bit.
I didn't enjoy First Class.
I've watched the Avengers Assemble twice now. I've seen it in the cinema.
Yep.
And I seen it on Netflix just a few days ago because I was getting in the mood to go and watch the Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
which I'm really excited about. I know
forward
some
to it.
people have seen it. I haven't managed to get to the cinema to see it, but I really enjoyed the first Captain America.
Yeah.
To be honest, that was after Iron Man 1 and 2. It's probably my favorite. It was the Captain America. I hated Thor. I thought it was stupid.
Have you seen the new Thor yet, though?
Dark World was brilliant.
No.
Yeah, the new Thor is actually very, very good.
There's one scene with Loki and there's one line. Ta-da! Doesn't matter anything else. You're confused now. You will watch the movie. You will laugh your nuts off.
Yeah, I've watched the movie and I don't even
No,
get that. So.
no, you don't laugh your nuts off, because if you laughed your nuts off, you wouldn't have any balance. Isn't that right, Dom?
Onward.
Don't even go there, right? So,
Where were we?
you were talking about the two Marvel franchises,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So X-Men has been a bit weak. However, this might be a form of a reboot, possibly. But look, before we talk any
I know
further,
where I was going with that. In so much as I've never rewatched any of the X-Men movies.
well, before we go any further, let's get a clip so as you can see what we're talking about.
Mutants, we now find ourselves on the edge of extinction.
Use your power. Bring the X-Men together.
All those years wasted fighting each other, Charles.
Okay, so this movie looks like it's pulling together the
First Class and X3.
yes. So I don't know what to make of it. You know, I look at it and I think to myself, it's okay. But it's not as cool as Avengers.
That's it. Because the X-Men movies just, I don't know what it is about them. It's just this, they're always sort of just, here's epicness and here's them
Almost
bubbling
there.
along, trying to get there.
So you kind of
never
like
quite getting it right.
have the Avengers, which is truly hit epicness now at this
yeah.
stage. It really is epic. You have X-Men, and then you have Fantastic Four.
Yeah, well, you see, for me, for the X-Men side of the franchise, I always enjoyed the Wolverine movies where it's just standalone him. I like them, especially the Origins one, because it really gives you
hands
that
up.
sense of where he came from.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen them.
Have you not?
That's how that epitomizes how this X-Men franchise just
Yeah,
it
the
isn't dragging
spin-offs
me in.
don't drag you in. I mean, like, I've
Yeah.
actually heard rumblings that there may be a Gambit movie in the offing.
Because I've watched every other Marvel movie that's come out recently. You know, Iron Man, all three of them.
Yeah.
Thor. Well, I say everyone. I haven't seen Thor 2. You know, Captain America. I can't even remember the rest. There's loads of them.
Well, you've got the Hulk.
The Hulk, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the X-Men, it was just, I don't even think I've seen all of the X-Men movies, to be honest. It just
No, you haven't.
isn't grabbing me.
fair
Well,
enough.
look, there's some amazing movies on the way. Not to mention, you know, Star Wars. Not coming this summer, but you know,
Coming this summer soon.
The details are now starting to leak, and you know, we reckon that
It'll be interesting.
Han
to see.
Solo, Luke Skywalker, and Leia are all going to be in it.
Yeah. And
So, hang on, the original actors, or?
And Justin Bieber's going to be in it too.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I
Don't
will
even
burn
start.
every copy of that movie if he is in it. I will burn it.
Don't even start
He
that.
is. He's like the cousin of Luke Skywalker.
Every copy will be burnt.
So anyway, there's some great stuff on the way, and from a miniatures perspective, if Night Models keep picking up these licenses, because some of the stuff that they've been doing recently on the movies side has been absolutely stunning, we may well get a cracking game of the Avengers on. Like as what they
Or
did.
X-Men.
If you've seen their Hulk mini, you know, from Night Models, you know, it is absolutely stunning. Make sure there's a picture of that mini. goes
I
up.
will hunt it down.
It is fabulous, and the paint scheme is fabulous.
Now, honestly-
I would love to play the Avengers on a city table and just bring in some Scourge or something like
Yeah.
that there to as the bad guys.
Well,
and
we
just
already
them
have HeroClix that
smash.
sort of do that, but if I was to give that license to a company, I would give it to the guys at Corpse Belly. I would love to see what they would do with it for the X-Men and just that universe. I think it would be brilliant.
Who knows? Who knows? Well, look, we're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about hobby this week. See you in a sec. Okay, so this week has been mental for me at least, in terms of hobby stuff. But Justin, we're going to kick off with yourself. You were at a charity event. We didn't make it to it, but you got to it.
Yeah, I made sure to get down to it. It was Gamezilla, basically the gaming club that we have here in Castle Rock.
Game what?
Gamezilla was the name of the event. Basically, the gaming group from here set it up at McGee College in Londonderry. So I pinged you guys and said, look, Sam's heading down to it. I'd like to go as well. Got down there, very low key, very few people about it. I think they generated about 500 quid for a wee charity. I think it's
not bad.
Well, it's
not bad.
helping a wee fella to walk again, so it was a nice one. But whilst there, myself and that played her favourite game, Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity. Is that her favourite game?
Yes, it's for anyone that doesn't know Cards Against Humanity. You have your friends, and your friends are nice people. Sit them down to play Cards Against Humanity, and they instantly become the most twisted, deranged, completely nuts assholes you have ever met. I mean,
sick people.
Yes, sick people. I was playing this with Sam's girlfriend, Tina. Now, she's the most sweet, quiet little lass you'll ever meet.
Tina's a very sweet girl.
Yes. Have her play Cards Against Humanity with you. You will be shocked and appalled at the stuff she comes out with. Well, the stuff that everyone comes out with, because that's the point of the game. I am having to get it at some
Cards
point.
Against Humanity, if you haven't seen it yet, you have a white deck and you have a black deck.
Yes.
And basically, everybody gets
7 white cards.
7 white
and
cards.
there's 1 black card that goes down on the table.
So the white card will turn over and it'll have a phrase.
No, the black card turns over
Sorry,
and it has
the
a
black
phrase.
card will have a phrase. And it might be a phrase like, Winston Churchill every morning liked to do ...
Yeah.
And then in your hand of white cards,
you have to
are
pick
horrendous things.
Yes.
Like, I don't even want to say them because they are horrendous. And the idea is that you pick out what you think is going to be the funniest,
our most un-PC or wacky thing.
and then you put them all down face down.
Yep.
And then whoever turn it was to turn over the black card, they shuffle them up and then they pick them out one at a time.
Read them out.
Everybody has a laugh. I'm not going to go into it
throw
because
one
they
card
are
down?
disgusting.
You can
So it's like Winston
have,
Churchill woke up in the morning and then you just throw a card down that said something
Yeah,
like...
basically there's ones along the lines of Barack Obama likes to relax with something in the evenings.
Uh-huh.
So you would just add blank to that. The blank space, you add the most disgusting, horrible thing you can.
Yes. So the person who's flipped over the black card.
Yeah. Is the cards
They
are.
shuffle them up. They read them out. Everybody has a laugh, and then they get to pick which one they think was the funniest. And whoever was the funniest then gets that black card, and it's the first to 5, is it? Or?
You have different levels of it. You can set it to whatever you like. It's also available online. So if you search Cards Against Humanity online, you can
download
get
it
a game
and
of
print
it
it
for free.
So I collect... Once I have 5 black cards, I'm the
You
winner.
win.
Yes.
You have 5 awesome points.
Yeah. It's a fun game. It is a fun game. I have played it a couple of times.
Simple and horrendous.
So, you know, it's and there's lots of expansions for it.
Oh, yeah.
The interesting thing is you cannot buy it. You cannot buy it on Amazon or anything like that.
Yeah, I think you have to go directly to their website.
Yeah.
It's something like $30.
And it's like retailers and stuff like that. If they have it, I believe they have to buy it at full retail. It's just these guys just sell it direct.
Yeah.
And they've done amazing with it. And
Yeah, but it is so
a great
worthwhile.
game.
It is
a good
worthwhile.
fun.
As soon as I get a chance, I will have a set. We will not play it on camera. I'm telling you this now. Do not say anything. It will not be played on camera.
Well, we might do it for backstage though. That'll be a bit of crack. Anyway, what happened? Or what did
Well,
you get
they
up
had
to?
a bit of a raffle there. We actually passed in a few prizes for it. So a couple of our battle phone bags went into it. There was painting sets for Dreadball. And the missus, Nat, actually won Dreadball Kickoff. So
Really?
I spent this week teaching her how to play and telling her not to worry about all the f***ing mold lines.
It's
Because
great.
it's her just sitting there going, but there are more. I must scrape every last one off. I must make it perfect and shiny and pretty. Nat, I want to play the game.
Yeah. On the restic stuff, there's going to be quite a lot of mold lines.
Yeah.
She's going to spend a fair bit of time scraping at them.
Well, we've got it built and we've got it ready to bring down to the gaming club next Monday. So we'll get in, we'll get a couple of games on, and I'll probably hunt my dwarves out of storage.
Yeah.
You know, then when we go to Salute, because it's the kickoff set, it's just the very base game. So I'll be picking up all the extras. So cards, acrylic counters, a couple of MVPs, maybe an extra team.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm glad she's enjoying it.
Yeah.
Lloyd, it's been a big week, hasn't it, in terms of hobby? What have you been working on?
Hobby Lab.
Hobby Lab.
We've been in the studio filming. We haven't had time to do very much other hobby stuff because we've been doing so much hobby stuff in the studio.
Yeah, this week we the first episode of Hobby Lab went out. It's out on Backstage. Hobby Lab is the new show where we do kind of hobby tips. We show you how to build things, make things for your gaming table. The first couple of Hobby Labs are all to do with do you know the rural board?
Is this the field mats you guys made?
We made a rural board.
Yeah.
So the first 2 episodes are all to do with that. So they show you how. Episode 1 is showing you how we made these kind of dual scale fields. So we have a ploughed field and we have a threshed field, and we showed you how we made them. It's quite simple when you know how. But they work great.
Is it one of those things that doesn't tick until you've seen it?
Well, it depends on your level of experience.
You can get the idea of it, but what the video will do is it gives you confidence to actually go and do it.
Yes, we will take you step by step through the entire thing.
Is this sort of our little Blue Peter moment of just here's how to make something, or
it's
almost, except we don't go, here's one we made earlier.
It's
here's
Blue
Tracy
Peter.
Island.
It's Blue Peter, only the most awesome episode of Blue Peter that you're ever gonna watch. Okay, so it's Episode 2 is where we make the hedgerows, which is interesting because we changed up the color scheme and did a comparison of a change of the color scheme, so as to give people options.
That I'll have to keep an eye out for because those turn out really nicely.
And then episode 3 is
we made decorative parts.
Yeah,
as Warren calls it.
They sound rather fancy.
I'm sitting working on episode 3 thinking, oh, this is really cool what we're doing, until Warren describes what we've done as a means of decorating
your Chaos Space Marine army.
Decorating?
Yeah, you don't decorate a Chaos Space Marine army. However, what we make is heroic proportioned, awesome barbed wire. I mean, this stuff was made for for gaming tables for 40k for Chaos. So keep an eye out for that. Join Backstage. That stuff is going out every second Friday. So yeah, it's good. It's all shot in 1080p so far as well. So
really,
yeah. So when we're working on some infrastructure for Backstage at the moment to have big stream right potentially up to 1080p as well. So it's stuff that we're looking at the moment. So we're doing our best to try and switch things up.
Costs is horrendous though.
Yes, there's major cost issues. Right. The other thing that went out this week was the first of the Technique Toolbox.
Yes.
From Roman. Now, not only did we put the Technique Toolbox out, where Technique Toolbox is a painting series where Roman is taking you through 12 essential techniques for painting.
Yeah, so it's essentially 12 skill sets that every painter needs to know to get, say, slightly above tabletop standard or nicely above tabletop standard.
Well, they can get, if they can master these techniques, and Roman takes his time and takes you through all the nuances of it and how to do it. It's a fabulous series. Episode 1 was all about how to base coat correctly.
Yes.
So not priming, this is the step after priming. This is how to base coat correctly. And it was fascinating. The comments that came back on that immediately were people were going, I didn't realize that this was the best way to do base coating. So it's been very, very well received. As well as that, we did a kind of a little extended after show, which we're going to be doing more of on a lot of these shows. So where we went back over a lot of the comments and the questions, and myself and Roman discussed them and got Roman's input on it. So it's a great series and well worth coming over and having a watch at. Right. Over to me. Now, I need to grab a couple of bits and pieces because I want to show you some stuff that I've been building.
Right.
So we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back. And we're back. So, as you can see, I've been building stuff.
Like a maniac.
So, yeah, well, this isn't even the half of it, because I've been building a ton of Wild West Exodus stuff as well. But I was getting down and dirty and building a ton of stuff for Bolt Action. And this is Pegasus Bridge, which is very, very delicate at the moment. And I've had a couple of mishaps during the build of this, so I've got some repairs and things to do. But I wanted to talk about some of the terrain and some of the things I've been doing for Bolt Action to, just to see what you think. So this is Pegasus Bridge, okay? This is an HDF laser cut terrain piece that comes in the big box set, okay? And I was just so curious to see what it would look like when it's finished. Now, it's nowhere near finished yet. There's still a lot of construction to go on this end, okay? But as the bridge goes, it's actually an operational bridge.
It lifts?
It does. It lifts. It operates. I think it's a great, great piece of terrain. However, it's a fiddly...
Go ahead.
It is a really fiddly to build. A lot of the HDF stuff that's out there, especially from the guys at MicroArt Studio, MicroArt Studio are superb at it. The Wild West Exodus buildings just fit together. You don't even need glue. Yeah. I put glue on it, just to keep the whole thing
to bind it
tight. But you don't need glue. That stuff fits together so beautifully. This stuff here, you have to glue it.
This is like a proper modelling project.
It is, and I suppose if I had better prepared myself, I would maybe have had less mishaps. Or if I'd taken a bit more time. Sometimes on a modelling project, you have to tell yourself, slow down. However, well, I'm pushing on because I'm trying to get a lot of this stuff built so that we can actually start to use it. However,
because you're sitting there going, I've got filming to do later on. God, I'm gonna get this built.
Yeah. So it's so I've been pushing on. I still have a ton of pieces that I have to apply to the thing, but I'm very pleased with it as a piece of design. I think it works really, really well. I think it's lovely, and I can see myself playing over the top of it. And
seeing it built worries me though.
Yeah, why is that?
Because we need to build one hell of a massive river.
Yeah, we're going to build we're going to build a canal.
All right, we need to build one hell of a massive canal.
Yeah.
It's like that wide.
We're going to build a modular set-on canal thing, and we're going to do it in Hobby Lab.
What are you going to set it on?
I'm going to build I'm working out the details of it at the moment, of a canal system, okay, that is set on, that you can put it on your normal green gaming table.
My point is, look at the size of this bridge.
Yeah.
That's about the size of your river. That hootens up a huge...
That's only 14 inches.
Huge amount of your table.
Here's a question for you, Lloyd.
That's a massive bridge.
Yeah, but
how
you're
deep
fighting over the
does the river
bridge.
have to be beneath it?
Quite deep. The river is quite deep.
I suppose that's the point, isn't it? It's not like regular bridges in war games where your objective is to just drive over to the next battle. Yeah. It's to battle on the bridge.
You're battling on the bridge. You're battling on the bridge and on either side of the bridge. Because there are walkways up either side of it. So these bits here extend the walkways out quite a lot.
A bunker set that goes along with this as well?
There's bunkers for it, and there's a couple of additional buildings for it. I'm also going to be checking out Foreground to see if they've done any 28 mil type World War II stuff as well.
I love the checkpoints on either side as well.
It's just beautiful. It is a really, really, really good kit. However, I'd be very reluctant to recommend it to
a beginner.
There's a lot to it. You'll have fun, but don't do what I did, which is try to build it all in an afternoon. Give yourself a couple of days. Build bits, glue them together, let them dry.
Let them set.
And then...
So you don't have that wonderful moment of, oh my God, it's all together.
So hang on, just...
So I have a fair bit of repair work and stuff to do to this. I'm not panicking at this stage because I'm going to dirty up the bridge anyway quite a lot. So and put a bit of texture to it to make it look a bit heavier and a bit darker. I'm not actually doing it as Pegasus Bridge.
You're doing it as Pegasus Bridge after it's been blown to hell and back.
Well, maybe.
The Warren version of history. Here we go.
However, that's not the only thing that I've been looking at for Bolt Action. I've been experimenting with other things for Bolt Action. I managed to get some time to build the little farmhouse pieces.
The
Okay,
little ruined
now
houses.
I've unboxed these with Alessio.
Yep, not out just yet.
Not out just yet. You can watch the unboxing, but I've had the chance to sit down and actually play with them and put them together, and they're great, solid little pieces. Now they work beautifully with plastic cement, so it creates the weld, and they go together rather nicely. And if you use all the bits that come with it, you can actually create this great kind of...
Yeah, quite a large footprint of a ruined building.
Now, and there's so much open space in it, and there's multi-levels in it as well. So here we have a multi-level. I could actually show you on Lloyd's camera.
I like it. It's really cool. You get 3 of them in a box, I think.
Yeah. You get 3 of them in a box. There's just enough play and variety in it to really change them up so they don't actually look the same. They will still look like ruined cottages, but you could have a number of these on your gaming table.
Yeah, so if you got a couple or 3 sets, you could have enough variation in it to do it reasonably different.
Here's one with the little bits of remaining roof.
Yeah,
build one without that and build one with 2 bits, and it all starts to look kind of different.
Yeah. I really like it. And remember, whenever you're in the countryside, there's a good chance that the cottages and stuff like that would have a similar kind of aesthetic anyway before they're all blown up.
If you look around even Ireland, some of the countryside, there are villages which have just dropped off the map because nobody lives there anymore. But you see they do slowly degenerate into this, even without being blown up.
Yeah. The other thing then I tried was I got a hold of the barn. This is the rustic barn from Renedra. Now, Renedra is a plastics company in the UK. They do beautiful, beautiful plastics. And this is their barn. So it works, again, it works beautifully with the bolt action scale. And I made it so that the roof would come off so as I could actually play into it and through it as well.
It's reminded me of a Band of Brothers episode where one of them gets separated and trapped in a barn in France.
That was exactly what I was thinking. So again, it's a great piece of terrain. Definitely go and check out Renedra. And then I didn't stop there because I started to hunt down other things to kind of decorate my battlefield. Okay, and I went mad. I started to look for cows.
Have you went to the pound shop again?
Inspiration actually came for this from
Dust.
Dust, because
really?
in the Achilles box set, is an Achilles set?
Yeah, the Achilles campaign set.
Actually, I think I may have sent this out.
And a couple of cows fell out of it.
There's 2 cows and a goat.
Yes, I remember you and Gareth were sitting going, oh, well, that's clearly a Frisian. There's a limousine.
But it suddenly dawned on me, we should get some cows and things.
Yeah.
He went off and scoured
So
them.
I have been scouring everywhere. And you would not believe how difficult it is to find 28mm scaled cows.
Surely any kiddie's toy cow would do it from a toy store.
No, because most farm
enormous,
toys, most farm toys are like 40mm.
Ah, right.
Okay, so the cows are massive.
You're looking at it, oh my God.
It's like Cowzilla, Justin.
Yeah,
It is
they
like
grow up big
Cowzilla.
here. I get the idea.
So, yeah, but I did find in a kind of like a discount store, like a little tub, and in that tub were farm animals.
Yeah.
And the thing is, in it nothing was to scale in it. There were chickens in it, and the chickens were bigger than the cows.
Yeah. Well,
That's a horse.
a horse.
That's a horse.
Is it, Warren? A horse.
That's a horse.
That's a cow.
And there's a cow.
A cow.
And here are my
Justin.
my
Yeah.
pigs.
Justin. This is small. The ones out there
Are far away.
Yeah.
I get the bit.
There's a pig.
Pigs.
And there's a sow, or not a sow, a boar or something.
A hog.
A hog.
Yes, anatomically mildly correct.
So yeah, I got a bunch of different kind of cows, pigs, and horses.
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna kind of weather them slightly just to dull them all down a little bit.
Yeah.
But my thoughts on this were, it's something you don't often see on a gaming table.
Yeah.
I had a more cruel sort of outlook on it. I went, great, soft cover.
Well, yes, you could do soft cover.
Yeah, but
And
you can even do scenario missions where your guys are having to go out and actually get dinner. What? Go out, shoot the pig, take it back to base, off we go. Hog roast.
Yeah.
What have I done?
You know they have ration packs and all that.
Yes, I know.
They have to go out and get dinner. Nice. Justin, you love your meat.
Excuse me, the battered bastards of Bastogne would have killed for a good sow.
Well, anyway, so we are looking at kind of fun rules where you basically slaughter cows and stuff like that. So if you don't hit the unit, you might hit a bunch of cows, and then the cows all fall over and they lie dead in the field. So,
but don't worry, no real animals will be hurt.
No, it's all crappy plastic.
And we won't let Justin eat them. So I've had a great week of effort. My next step now is obviously starting to move to painting this stuff, and like I said, for Hobby Lab, I want to have a look at how we can build some kind of modular canal type thing that we can apply to any gaming table and pack it away when we're not using it to allow us to do this particular kind of battle over the top of the bridge.
I don't think we're on the same page with this. When you say any gaming table, I'm looking at it going, yeah, as long as it's a big, massive, flat gaming table.
Well, yeah, any 6x4 table, any 6x4 grass board, basically.
There you go.
So basically, what everybody generally has at home.
Correct. So it's I'm looking forward to trying it all out.
Yeah.
Right. Before we move on to XLBS, where we're going to be having John, Tank God, is coming on to XLBS with us. We're going to be talking about his Tank God series, throwing a few questions at him, and then talking about we're going to be talking about camouflage on tanks and some of the historical perspective and some of the technical aspects of camouflage on tanks. But before all that, we'd like to remind you that Salute is only 2 weeks away. We're going to be at Salute. We're going to be doing some fun stuff at Salute. We're going to be announcing that over the course of the next week. But as well as that, on the Friday night before Salute, we're having a Backstager meetup. So a whole bunch of us and a whole bunch of Backstagers are all getting together to have some pints.
And a few games.
And we're going to play some games. We're going to try and get a game of Ultimate Werewolf and stuff like that.
So long as I'm not the little girl, I'll be happy.
Yeah, there's something quite disturbing about that. Anyway.
Not the little girl.
So, if you fancy joining us for a few pints and some gaming, and who knows who else you might meet at the venue, come along into Backstage and hop on to, there's a forum thread where we're organising everything. Other than that, we're looking forward to meeting as many of you as possible at Salute, and feel free to video bomb all you like. So, guys, that's all from us. We're going off now to get ready for XLBS. I'm looking forward to some tank goodness. I'm also going to be talking about Chaos. Chaos Space Marines is one of the
Are these
one
Chaos
of the 40
Space Marines decorated?
Yes, but John is going to give me some tips on other ways to decorate my Chaos Space Marines, because I'm going to do my 240k armies now, and Chaos is one of them, and I'm now looking for kinds of cool things that I can do with them. So if you're interested, come on across to beastsofwar.com tomorrow morning, that's Sunday morning, and XLBS will be up and live then. So until next week, have some amazing gaming, and we'll see you soon.